Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, increases in rodent population could affect New Hampshire homes. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Suzanne Rowntree.
Introducing our newest collection. Crafted from a mix of woods, metals, and leathers, creating a casual industrial look, our newest collection, with a brewhouse flair, is offered in stout and blonde finishes. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Over the past few years, there has been a huge surge in the population of rodents like squirrels, chipmunks, and mice here in New Hampshire.
We've had a couple easy winters, so going into spring, we've got more of a population that lasted, and we've had a bunch of seed crops coming in the springtime to give them a little bit of a boost.
And as the night temperatures start to dip, those critters are looking for a warm place to go, like your home.
As it gets more colder, we'll go from mice to rats to red squirrels, and then finally to gray squirrels around Thanksgiving time.
Now, while squirrels will enter up on a roof line, other rodents like mice will try to find the nooks and crannies in window wells like this one, which will lead them into the basement. And the trails of droppings and gnawed wires could just be the beginning. They could damage your insulation as well.
And not as much chewing, it's more the insulation loss because they're flattening that insulation down. You're losing R value, and all the heat that you're paying for is going straight up through the roof, causing ice dams and things like that.
How do you avoid those headaches? Being up on home repairs.
So that honey-do list of rotted siding or rake board or something else on your house, get that done before the rodents find those easy spots to exploit to chew out. Most animals are going to find compromised wood. It's easier to chew than hardwood to get inside.
In Manchester, Suzanne Rowntree, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Landmark status considered for Kenmore Square's Sitco sign. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston, Matt Reed.
For knee pain slowing you down? I'm Dr. Jake Drew, an orthopedic surgeon at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Learn about the advances in joint replacement surgery and find out why younger people are now having the procedure at wcvb.com/health.
Graced the Boston skyline for more than half a century. Now the city is considering a proposal to make sure the lights stay on forever. Tonight, Boston's Landmark Commission held a hearing considering designation of the Sitco sign as an official landmark.
I'd ask you to find any symbol of Boston more prolific in its appearance as a proxy for the city.
The designation would help protect the 60 by 60 sign that has stood in Kenmore Square since 1965 from any future development that could move the sign or block its view. But some residents, including local business owners, say that historical designation would stifle development in Kenmore Square.
The protection of view corridors will make any new construction that even partially precludes a view of the sign unfit.
Related Beal, which now owns the building that the Sitco sign sits on, says they're committed to keeping the sign, which is featured in their plans for 2 new buildings, but warned that the historical designation could violate their First and Fifth Amendment rights.
While Related Beal would prefer a course that would avoid a legal dispute, we are confident in our arguments.
The commission will accept written comment until this Friday and will make a decision about the sign at a future meeting.
The danger of the landmarking is that another country owns this sign and they're in trouble.
Nationally, culturally, the sign is of Boston, not of an oil company or a government outside the United States. People in Boston and New England see this sign as a symbol of the city.
Now, even if the commission votes to make the sign a landmark, it would have to be approved by Mayor Marty Walsh and the City Council. In Kenmore Square, Matt Reed, WCBB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A Gunkwit Select Board decides not to restate former fire chief. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8, Mary Kate Mannion.
Hey, bud, all set? Yeah, brakes are fine. Wife's car is next. Tune up an oil change. Bring it into Palmer Springs. Air conditioning.
We can do that.
Tire rotation. We do that. Exhaust.
Absolutely.
Give us a call or visit our website. We do it all.
Yeah, Steve, at one point they did end up having to clear the hall where this meeting was taking place. There were hundreds of people. Some were even standing in the back. They had run out of chairs at one point. During this decision, as you mentioned, Mark O'Brien was appealing a decision made by the town manager that fired him in September. Tonight, the select board did have a 3-2 vote, though, to uphold that original decision by the town manager. Now, they did have hours to testify from both attorneys representing Mr. O'Brien as well as Ms. Finnegan, the town manager. They went over a report that was commissioned by Ms. Finnegan as the town manager, an independent outside lawyer who went through some concerns that were raised outside about the fire department. Now, Mr. O'Brien denies the conclusions in that report, and he says that he and his attorney do plan to appeal. We caught up with both him as well as the town administrator to hear their thoughts after this decision tonight.
And it would have been nice to know what her demands or what her style of management was and what she wanted of me. But none of that was ever discussed, and I reached out many, many times and never got a response.
Certainly the town never likes to be sued, but we obviously respect the rights of anybody to do so. But we have an interim fire chief right now. We will begin a search for a new fire chief, and we will rebuild the department.
And Mr. O'Brien's attorney does say that they are looking into several options in terms of what they can do to appeal this decision, one of which includes going all the way to the Superior Court. Live in Agunquit, I'm Mary Kate Mannion for WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Europe stocks mixed amid political uncertainty in Italy. European stocks traded mixed on Wednesday morning as investors monitored the latest political developments in Italy. And let's take a look at those stocks for you right now. As you can see, they're all down in the red. Hurricane Michael is strengthened to Category 4 storm before landfall. Hurricane Michael is now extremely dangerous Category 4 storm as it closes in on the Florida Panhandle. Michael is forecast to make a landfall as a monstrous Category 4 storm with a dangerous storm surge of up to 12 feet, officials said. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.